Hi, everybody. It's Christine from the Easton Library.
And Mary Beth, it's nice to be here.
Hi, yeah, welcome to this session of our community conversations. And today we're welcoming Peter LaMastro. Hi, Peter.
Hi, how are you?
Good. So Peter is a residential real estate agent serving Easton and the surrounding area. And his background is in photography and his love of renovation. And these things give him a unique edge in his goal to help people find their dream homes and to move on to their next adventure. So, Peter, thanks for coming and chatting with us.
Sure, this is really exciting.
Yeah, good. So, tell us a little bit about residential real estate. What do you do in a regular day?
Well, each day is a little bit different, but there are definitely a few things you have to do every day that are the same. So, one is like you really need to talk to people. You need to connect with people. So you're on the phone, like talking to people you've met, talking to people you want to meet, and talking to your clients. So there's a lot of communication like that. The other part that's really important is like analysis, right? So I am on the computer a lot, looking at homes, looking at different neighborhoods and towns, and getting an idea of the market and getting an idea of what's available. Because not just for my clients that are looking for homes, but also for myself, so that I have a good understanding of the market and I'm able to help people and make comparisons when they do find a house that they like. So we get an idea of the real value of the house. So you really have to be aware of what's going on all around you. And then, you know, basically like a lot of things like that, like analysis and conversation. So it's pretty interesting. And then of course, you're out there in the field with your clients, showing houses or going to homes and meeting with like sellers and helping them with getting their house ready to sell. So there's a lot of different aspects to it.
Wow. So are you a realtor in like, what's your area, geographically?
Well, I work in a couple different towns, just in, local. In Connecticut, a real estate agent is licensed for anywhere in Connecticut, the whole state. But you kind of focus on the areas that you have a presence in. So I do a lot of stuff in Fairfield. I do some stuff in Easton as well, Stratford, Trumbull, Monroe, a little bit in Westport. So it's kind of like the surrounding areas. And those are the towns that I know really well. So that
Sure.
and I know people there. So like that tends to become your sphere of influence. But I've done work in other towns like Milford, Seymour, Newtown, things like that. But I don't have a big presence there in terms of a social presence. So it's a little more challenging to interact with people or get to know people in those towns. So,
Right.
but it really could work anywhere because you're really analyzing properties and comparing one to the other. So you can do that pretty much in any town.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
What a wonderful thing though, to be so familiar with like your surrounding areas, towns, and that's just great.
Well, it's really helpful because the more you know about the town that you're working in, the better you are able to help your clients. Because often people are coming to Connecticut from out of town, or they're coming to, let's say, a town from another town, and they don't really know it that well. So you really want to be able to give them good information so that
Right.
they feel familiar, comfortable, and then familiar with the town, and you're able to better help them with what they're looking for, because you really want to get to know them, get to know what their desires are and what their likes and dislikes are, and then the more you know about the town, the better you're able to help them. So that's why it's really important to really know all that. So.
So, real estate agents need to be licensed, correct? Is this for all real estate agents or only residential?
No, to be a real estate agent, you need to have a license. It's a state state issued license. So you need to take the test. So you take a course in real estate. There are several different places where you can do that. There are a couple of independent real estate schools, and there's also the various boards of real estate realtors, boards of realtors that will offer courses. And once you take your course, then you're able to go and take the state test. And when you pass the test, then you become licensed. And then also you have to do continuing education. So every 2 years, you need to take additional courses and satisfy that requirement as well. But
How long is the initial course?
the initial course is, I believe it's 60 hours. So you usually take that. I think it's about 3 hours a night for, I think it was two days a week. So I think it was something like 15 weeks maybe. I'm not sure if that's the right addition, but it's 60 hours. So some schools might do it one day a week, so it might take longer, or maybe you could do it 2 days a week. So you study different aspects of real estate, and then you take a test from the school. If you pass that, then you can move on to the onto the state exam. So.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is this a first career for you or a second in your life?
No, this is my second career. Originally, I was a magazine photographer. After college, I worked with different photographers in New York City, and then I had my own business as a freelance photographer. And during those years, I was always interested in like home renovation. I learned a lot of carpentry skills, and I renovated my own homes that I lived in, and I bought investment properties. So I was very interested in real estate, and I got into real estate because I wanted to find another investment property, and I was working with a realtor, and at the time my photography career was kind of coming to a transition period, and she suggested that I get a license because I was so interested in what was going on. And that was something that I never really considered before. But the more I worked with her, the more I really liked it. So I did, and I really loved the course, and I loved learning about all the things that I didn't know about real estate. So that was a really great thing. And the thing about what makes real estate really an interesting career is that you could have a fantastic career. You could work as much as you want or as little as you want, but the more you work, the better career you're going to have, and you can make a terrific living. And the bar to get into it is fairly low. You have to take the licensing exams and learn about it, but you don't have to go to like a 2-year college for instance, or a 4-year college and get a degree in something. So you can really do quite well with little investment. And then of course, to be an excellent realtor, you have to learn as much as you can. You have to train and do continuing education and all that. So that was something that was very appealing. I could do that fairly quickly and easily.
Yeah, that's a really interesting point. I didn't realize that about real estate, that it was, I guess, just the one big course. But that's really interesting. That's a great thing to know.
Yeah, it's not like you're not really qualified because you just take like the 60-hour course. Like you do really learn a lot about the different legal aspects to real estate and the responsibilities and things like that. And then there is a lot more training that you do when you sign up with a broker. So when you work with a company, you do learn a lot more about the other various aspects of it. So one thing is, like, I feel like we're always training. We're always learning new things, and we're communicating with other realtors. We're learning things from them. So That's a real interesting aspect of it. So.
Oh, I love that. I mean, that reminds me of the library world where that you're sharing information and knowledge and ideas and learning from each other. I love that.
Yeah, it is. That's definitely true. Like especially in our office, there are a lot of opportunities for training and for other agents who are more seasoned to help you. If you have questions, there's always people who you can contact, and you can answer. They can answer the questions for you. And even though like a real estate agent is basically an independent contractor, so you basically have your own business. We don't get jobs from the company that we're hold our license, but we are part of that affiliation, and we get a lot of benefits from them, a lot of backing from them. So and there's always people that are like they want new agents to succeed, because the more the new agents succeed, the more the company succeeds, and everyone does well. So there's not, I was surprised. Like I thought there'd be a lot more competition, like with older people or sorry, older agents, like not wanting to help out newer agents, but it's not like that at all. It's wonderful. There's not really that type of competition. Everyone's trying to help each other. So, and the more you help someone, the more everyone succeeds. So
That's great.
Yeah,
yeah.
I love that collaborative aspect of it. It sounds like it's just so um, like embracing. Everyone is very accepting and helpful, and that's fantastic in a career.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. There is that, and everyone like is very positive. When you really celebrate your successes, and if you take everything you do as a learning experience. So there's always people to share with. So that's so you don't feel like you're alone in the woods. Like
Yeah.
if there's something that I don't know, and or my clients have a question I don't know, like I, I don't know it, so but I will find out. I can get the answer to, because I have a wealth of experience behind me. Like and not just other agents. There's also other people you work with as well, such as mortgage agents, mortgage brokers, attorneys. So contractors, people like that, insurance agents. So you have to rely on the people that are in your that are in your world to help answer questions that you don't know, because I'm not going to be able to know everything about real estate law, for example. So that's why you want an attorney to be able to take care of that for you. And same thing with like the mortgages. Real estate agent isn't an expert in mortgages, but you work with expert people who are going to be there to help your clients. And that's very important, that you work with good people who can guide them. So
So you create that network, or is that a network you kind of build through all the people you're working with within the realtor, your company, I guess?
yeah, you create you create that as you go along. Like if like let's say when I first started out, I didn't really know an attorney, but I did know like 5 agents who knew 10 attorneys.
Right.
So or actually I worked with the attorney that I used to buy my house, and that was a referral from someone else. So each job you do, you pick up contacts. So it's like a lot of other businesses. You work with someone, you work well with them, and you want to work more with them. So I can recommend one thing I think is very important. A person to work with is a mortgage agent, right?
Sure.
Because the buyer has to get a mortgage to buy the house. And they usually go to their local bank, and who they have an account with, and they do the paperwork and all that. And I always want to give them referrals for people that I work with, like independent mortgage agents, because I find that with a lot of the bigger banks, it's a little more challenging to get in touch with people, to communicate with them when things are getting a little tight or tense. Like, you really need to talk to that agent quickly, or that mortgage broker. So I know, I have a handful of people that I've worked with, and I know that they can get the deal done. When something starts to go wrong, I know I can rely on them to make it work. And I actually just had a good example of that. A client, from out of town, from New York City, went with a local bank. They're a local bank that they have, and I'd recommended about 3 people in the area, and they went with this bank because they were getting a certain rate. And you know, it turned out that they didn't get the mortgage in the end, which was it's terrible. Like, that's the worst thing, because that could be 2 months or 3 months of work, and it's gone. So they've been looking for a house, and then now they start over. So they didn't get it, but luckily the seller and the seller's agent were willing to give us another try with like someone that we both knew, right? So we knew that they could get this deal. It's just that they had went with the wrong bank initially. So this other mortgage agent, knew that they could get the loan approved for them, and they did it in 30 days. So it was terrific. We got it down, we got it done again, and they were able to buy the house. So that was a really good team effort on both sides of the deal. So that's why it's so important to just work with good people
Yeah.
from the beginning.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that's really interesting. I love that. And I love the team player aspect. And it sounds like it's something different every day, and it's just really interesting. And Peter, thank you so much for joining us for this conversation.
You're welcome. This was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was great. Thank you so much.
Thanks a
Okay,
lot.
guys. Bye.
Bye.